Moot as adjective, not having any practical relevance or significance. Raised or discussed for the purpose of argument or speculation, without any real-world consequences or implications. The point he was making was moot, since everyone already agreed on the decision. The argument they were having was moot, since they were both saying the same thing in different ways. The proposal was deemed moot once it was discovered that the funds were not available to implement it. The issue of gun control has become moot since the legislation was struck down by the Supreme Court. The debate over the use of nuclear power was rendered moot by the development of alternative energy sources. Panegyric as adjective, exaggeratedly laudatory or eulogistic, expressing enthusiastic praise or admiration. The actor's acceptance speech was a panegyric to his family and colleagues. The author wrote a panegyric to the beauty of nature in his latest book. The teacher's glowing recommendation letter was a panegyric to the student's academic achievements. The politician's speech was a panegyric to the values of democracy and freedom. The artist's work was the subject of a panegyric in the art world. Portentous as adjective, foretelling or predicting a significant event or outcome, serving as an omen or a warning, indicating or suggesting that something significant or important is about to happen. The politician's portentous speech left everyone feeling uneasy. The old mansion had a portentous air about it. The ominous music and portentous lighting created a sense of dread. The sudden appearance of the black cat was portentous. The portentous events of the day left an indelible mark on history. Quixotic as adjective, idealistic and unrealistic, characterized by impracticable or extravagantly chivalrous romantic ideas. Impulsive, having impractical plans or actions. The plan to build a utopian society in the desert was considered quixotic. His quixotic dreams of becoming a famous actor were unrealistic. She embarked on a quixotic mission to save the endangered species. He had a quixotic idea that he could change the world with his music. The company's quixotic attempt to sell their product to aliens was met with ridicule. Reverent as adjective, expressing deep admiration and awe, showing respect and reverence for something or someone considered sacred or worthy of worship. The audience was reverent during the solemn ceremony. The reverent worshippers bowed their heads in prayer. The artist's work was treated with reverent care in the museum. The reverent tone of the speaker conveyed the importance of the issue. The reverent attitude of the student towards their teacher earned them respect. Sagacious as adjective, having good judgment and common sense, wise and shrewd. The sagacious old man had a lifetime of wisdom and experience to draw upon. The sagacious investor knew when to hold on to a stock and when to sell it. The sagacious teacher was able to connect with his students and help them learn in innovative ways. The sagacious detective was able to solve the case using his keen powers of observation and deduction. The sagacious advice of the mentor helped the young entrepreneur avoid costly mistakes. Scintillating as adjective, brilliantly lively, stimulating, or entertaining, often referring to conversation, performance, or wit. Sparkling or shining brightly with flashes of light. The fireworks display was scintillating, lighting up the night sky with vibrant colors and patterns. The conversation at the dinner table was scintillating, filled with witty remarks and engaging discussions. The actress gave a scintillating performance, captivating the audience with her talent and stage presence. The diamond necklace shimmered with scintillating brilliance under the lights. The scintillating humor in the comedian's jokes had the entire audience laughing uncontrollably. Surreptitious as adjective. Done in a way that attempts to avoid notice or attention. Clandestine. Kept secret, especially because it would not be approved of. He took a surreptitious glance at his phone during the presentation. They had a surreptitious meeting in the park after hours. The spies operated in a surreptitious manner to avoid detection. The thief made a surreptitious entry into the building. She had a surreptitious smile on her face, hinting at a secret. Urbane as adjective. Elegant and cultured, reflecting a high degree of worldly experience and knowledge. Sophisticated and refined, often with regard to social manners or behavior. The ambassador's urbane manner impressed the dignitaries at the reception. The author's urbane writing style reflected his cosmopolitan background. The city's urbane atmosphere attracted a diverse population of residents. The professor's urbane humor kept his students engaged in the lecture. The diplomat's urbane diplomacy helped ease tensions between the two countries. Abstruse is adjective. Difficult to understand, especially because of being abstract or complex. Obscure or not easily grasped or understood. A professor's lecture on quantum physics can be abstruse to students who lack a background in physics. Some of the passages in James Joyce's Finnegan's Wake are considered abstruse due to the complex language and stream of consciousness style. The software manual was filled with technical jargon and proved abstruse to novice users. The philosopher's argument was so abstruse that even other philosophers found it difficult to follow. The financial statements for the company were filled with abstruse terminology that made it hard for investors to understand the company's financial health. Baleful as adjective. It can also imply a sense of malice or ill intent. Describe something that is harmful, dangerous, or ominous. The baleful look in his eyes suggested that he was not to be trifled with. The storm clouds gathered overhead, casting a baleful shadow over the town. The dictator's baleful influence was felt throughout the country, with many people living in fear of his regime. The eerie silence of the abandoned house had a baleful effect on the visitors, making them feel uneasy and unwelcome. The baleful effects of climate change were becoming increasingly apparent, with rising sea levels and more frequent natural disasters. Beatific as adjective. Giving or showing a sense of great happiness and peacefulness. Having a divine or saintly quality. She wore a beatific smile on her face as she watched the sunset. The choir's beatific singing filled the church with a sense of calm and serenity. After meditating for hours, he experienced a beatific vision that filled him with a sense of peace and transcendence. The artwork depicted a beatific angel with outstretched wings and a serene expression on its face. As she listened to the beautiful music, she felt a beatific sense of joy and contentment. Bereft as adjective. Deprived of something that is typically needed or expected. Lacking or without something that is considered necessary or valuable. The bereft mother wept uncontrollably at her son's funeral. He felt bereft of purpose after retiring from his long career. The old man was left bereft when his beloved dog passed away. She felt bereft of hope after her business failed, and she was forced to declare bankruptcy. The bereft child clung to her teddy bear after the death of her parents. Catholic as adjective. Relating to the ancient undivided Christian church. The university offered a Catholic education, with a curriculum that emphasized a broad range of subjects. The book club welcomed members of all faiths, promoting a Catholic view of literature and ideas. The writer had a Catholic taste in music, enjoying everything from classical to rock and roll. The politician had a Catholic approach to policy, seeking to balance the interests of different groups. The art exhibit showcased a Catholic selection of styles and media, including painting, sculpture, and photography. Cavalier is adjective, behaves in a haughty or dismissive manner, indifferent to the feelings or concerns of others. His cavalier attitude towards safety resulted in several accidents on the job site. The politician made cavalier promises without any plan to back them up. The manager's cavalier approach to finances put the company at risk of bankruptcy. The actor's cavalier behavior on set caused tension and delays in filming. The student's cavalier attitude towards studying led to poor grades. Churlish as adjective, rude and boorish in behavior or manners, characterized by a lack of civility or graciousness. His churlish behavior towards his co-workers made it difficult for him to work effectively in a team. The customer's churlish demeanor towards the waiter caused tension in the restaurant. The politician's churlish remarks were criticized for being unprofessional and offensive. The child's churlish refusal to share her toys upset the other children at the daycare. The athlete's churlish attitude towards the referees resulted in several penalties. Cryptic as adjective, having a hidden or secret meaning, often intentionally obscure or puzzling, obscure or difficult to understand. The artist's paintings were often cryptic, leaving viewers to interpret their meaning for themselves. The message was written in a cryptic code that only a few people could decipher. The CEO's cryptic statement at the press conference left investors wondering about the company's future plans. The crossword puzzle was full of cryptic clues that required a sharp mind to solve. The spy's cryptic message to headquarters contained coded instructions for the next mission. Desiccated as adjective, dehydrated or dried out, often referring to food or plants. Lacking vitality or emotion, often in a way that suggests boredom or fatigue. The desiccated fruit looked unappetizing and was difficult to chew. The desert landscape was filled with desiccated bones and animal carcasses. The old book had been left in a damp basement for years and was now desiccated and crumbling. The desiccated leaves of the plant indicated that it had not been watered in weeks. The archaeologists found a desiccated mummy buried in a tomb deep in the jungle. Diabolical as adjective, deliberately cruel or harmful, extremely evil or wicked. The plan was so diabolical that no one saw it coming. The diabolical plot to overthrow the government was uncovered just in time. The villain in the movie was so diabolical that even the audience was afraid of him. The game was designed to be diabolically difficult, frustrating even the most experienced players. The consequences of the diabolical scheme would be catastrophic for the entire world. Dictatorial as adjective, characteristic of a dictator or dictatorship, characterized by complete authority and control, exercising complete power and control in a harsh and authoritarian manner. The CEO was known for his dictatorial management style, making all decisions without consulting his team. The coach's dictatorial approach to training made the athletes fear and resent him. The teacher's dictatorial behavior in the classroom made students feel uncomfortable and intimidated. The country was ruled under a dictatorial regime where human rights were suppressed and freedoms restricted. The director's dictatorial attitude on set caused tension and conflict among the cast and crew. Level up your English. Master vocabulary, idioms, and phrasal verbs with fun quizzes. Translate meanings into 104 languages. Download now. Link in the description. Please like and subscribe to our channel.